whys exercise to supersize, to wisely supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. My she shed just fell on my head. So I'm setting that aside as we chat today about one of my favorite tools, my favorite exercises is the 7 whys exercise. It's when we ask ourselves a question and we are trying to get at the root cause or the true essence of what it is, where it came from, and how we can use it or eliminate a belief or a thought that doesn't even belong to us. One thing I find with the 7 whys exercise is often the thing that I thought was mine isn't even mine at all. I was working with a coach the other day and she's like, well, who does that belong to? And I'm like, oh, I forgot. I love that question, because when we have a belief and when we're acting in a way that doesn't feel 100% in alignment or right for us, we need to say, well, why am I doing that? Because only we can figure out and answer why we're behaving in a way or thinking or feeling or saying or doing something. Nobody else can answer it for us. And that applies to our businesses as well as our personal lives. And so sometimes we want to explore that and say, well, why am I automatically triggered or responding in this way? And it often is because we had an experience when we were really, really young and we don't even realize that there's a program in our subconscious running and causing us to think, act, behave, feel a certain way, or we're being influenced by outside forces that we've just automatically adopted their beliefs because we agree with them about something else, or we get a lot of this group think and group beliefs when we work on teams, when we work in an organization. When you go join a business or an organization or create a business or an organization, you're creating a social structure and a culture that is unique and different than anything that's ever been created before. And if we're not clear on every area and aspect of our business and our life and what we stand for, it's pretty easy to be influenced by other people. Nature abhors a vacuum. So, excuse me, if we don't have something that we believe in or stand for or feel strongly about, somebody will come along or some entity will come along that does feel more strongly about something than we do, and they will influence us. And so we always want to be in charge of our own thoughts and mental capabilities. And I say probably at least once a day to somebody, we have to think for ourselves. We have to always be responsible and accountable for what we think, how we question, what we decide, what is right for us and what isn't right for us. And there are people that are out there trying to influence us every single day. There's not just people, there's millions of people and entities attempting to influence us to their way of thinking every single day. Think of how many marketing or persuasive messages we hear every single day. And if we don't have a way to protect ourselves and guard against and filter out some of that, it's easy to be overwhelmed. So what is this 7 whys exercise and how do we use it and why do we care about using it for the mental health and well-being of our organization? This is just my little cheat sheet for using it. And I say, what do I want is the question I'm going to ask. And then I ask, well, why do I want that? Why do I want mental health and well-being? And my question I asked today, because I've already done this for my Be a Better You annual challenge, is mental health and well-being. Why is it important, necessary, essential, critical, or whatever adjective you like for me to have mental health and well-being? Why is it important for our organization to have mental health and well-being and to have mentally healthy and mentally people that are feeling like they have well-being from a thought and feeling standpoint in our organization and in our culture? Why is that important? Well, you have to ask yourself that, and then you're going to ask that 7 times deep. And what we're trying to find out is what is really going on with us. I learned this tool from Dean Graziosi in January of 2020, before the whole pandemic thing exploded. And I'd always done the 5 why exercise on myself and with other people and coached on it and taught and trained on it because it's such a powerful tool. And like Dean Graziosi said when he was teaching it, he's like, I didn't think asking why 2 more times would make a difference, but it made all the difference in the world. And if you don't believe me, I challenge you today to try it out for yourself and see. If you've used the 5 why exercise before and you're skeptical like I was and you're like, oh, how's that going to make any difference? It's amazing how going 2 more layers deep, and sometimes you need to go a few more layers than just 7 to really get at what's going on. I can't tell you how many times I've discovered that I have an underlying belief that doesn't even belong to me. The most recent one was with a coach that belonged to my great grandma. And I totally understood why I'm behaving in a certain way now that I don't like. And I didn't like. It's with my granddaughters. I yell sometimes. And I didn't like that behavior, and I didn't understand where it was coming from and where the fear and the worry was coming from. And we realized and uncovered we didn't do the 7Y exercise, but we did do some deeper work and discovered that it is not even mine. It's from my grandma, and who passed away a couple of years ago. It's a belief that she had, and I totally understood when she asked me that, why and where that fear came from. And so it's really interesting when we unravel some of these things for ourselves personally. We can do the same thing for our organization. Well, where did this piece of our culture, this belief in our culture come from? Because it's not even true for us. I like to use competition because everybody can relate to that. Some organizations have a deep-seated fear or worry too much about the competition. And often using the 7Y exercise can cure that in our culture for a very long time, if not permanently, because we realize that the only competitor, if we're really being ourselves in the world of any type of business or industry, we're serving the people that we're meant to be serving. And when we're serving those people, we serve them better than anyone else. And so there is no competition. And I think competition is just something that was made up to make the businesses feel like they're doing something. It's like market share. It doesn't matter what your market share is if you own your own little piece of the world and piece of the market. If you own that, you have the highest market share, so you don't have to compare yourself to other people. So what are we going to do today? We are going to pick a mental health, mental well-being challenge, or else ourselves a global question about our organization and say, why is mental health and well-being important for fill in the blank? Name your company, name your business. And then you're going to, whatever answer pops up, you're going to write that down. Then you're going to ask yourself, well, why is that? And write it down. Why is that? Go 7 deep and see what happens. I guarantee you're going to be surprised by the results unless you've done this exercise with me before. All right. Share in the comments below your response to doing the exercise. You don't have to share your results, but share the response to doing your exercise. Were you surprised at the results? Were you intuitively aware of the results? And what are you going to do about it? All right. Have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.